Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Shane Dieffenbach, joined by Jeannie on this fine Friday.
Jeannie with a beanie. It's cold in Maricopa. Copacabana here on a Friday. Let's party.
Yeah, the cold seeping in through your home.
You know, I'm out. I'm up early. I'm on the grind. I'm outside. I'm inside. So I got to keep it on.
Did you do any push-ups before you got on the show?
No, I save those for when I'm in office later today before Cardinals. I have to get a pump in before Cardinals because it's full body.
Oh, it is? Is that just today or is it normally full body?
Well, I mean, when I'm in studio, it's full body. So you have to get a quick pump.
Interesting. Well, Johnny,
I don't even shower half the time before this hot mess show. So why would you? Go ahead.
My God. As you always like to say, professional bettors, 60%, right?
They do.
We went 60% last night. We'll get into our picks and props. So we'll start with Johnny, your picks from last night.
Nice rebound from the 0-for-3 disaster that was the college basketball slate on Wednesday. I felt really confident about these because coming out of the All-Star game, All-Star break, you felt like there were going to be some lopsided games with some heavy favorites, and that's exactly what happened. The Warriors smacked around listen, at the end of the day, I think this Warriors team is going to be the last team standing alongside the Suns in the Western Conference, and I'm fearful that their depth and experience is going to be the X factor. I hope it won't be, but man, what they did to the Trailblazers last night, super disrespectful. You think about no CJ McCollum now, 132-95. And then the Suns kind of they won by 20, but you and I were messaging during the fourth quarter, kind of like lackluster because our props weren't hitting and we were super pissed about that. And then the Celtics right now, 129-106, Jason Tatum went off. Didn't get my 5 threes, but did have 30 points. So heavy favorites last night, doing me some good. And I mean, you kind of mocked my heavy favorites approach yesterday. And
no, I didn't.
What happened? You said, "Oh, heavy favorites." Oh,
no, you were the one that did that. You said, "Oh, look, I'm heavy on the favorites today." I didn't say anything. Watch the tape.
Hang on. No. It's in the text message thread from yesterday. I feel like you were like, "Oh, heavy." Here it is. You go, "Geez, big boy." That's condescending a little bit.
I said that about your Jason Tatum one.
No, my Jason Tatum one, I feel like came after that. It's after it.
Well, regardless, congratulations. You whiffed on both of your props, but you still went 3 for 3 on your picks.
I was off by Devin Booker by what, like 3.5 points. And then Jason Tatum needed like 2 more threes. The problem, and we talked about it yesterday, the problem, and I'm gonna have to stop doing it.
Yeah.
When we want to parlay these props with heavy favorites, people are getting pulled from the fourth quarter.
That's why you don't do props when the spread is that high, Johnny.
I'm learning about the game of basketball.
You are.
But I keep getting screwed. I'm like, oh, big favorite, bunch of points coming, but no.
Book finished with 25. He didn't have many points throughout the game. I almost got his assist at, I think, 7.5. He finished with 12 assists.
Yeah.
But yeah, the man, point book, it's a thing. He played really well last night. Every starter, we'll get into my props now before we get into my picks, just because I want to talk about props. This. Every single starter on the Suns was in double figures. DeAndre Ayton had 6 points and 8 rebounds. I mean, it reminded me of the Julius Randle effect, where he just decides to walk sometimes. And this is why people question his motor, and I don't think it really was because of his motor last night. I think he just can't catch the ball. But man, was it frustrating to watch. So yeah, when things seem too free, they usually are. And then DeMar DeRozan, obviously that hit easily. He had 23 PRA in the first quarter. I think like the man is just ridiculous right now. He finished with 37 points. Such a big fan of his game. He's just so fun to watch.
Do you remember who it was before the second half started that picked him to win the MVP? Oh, it was me. I'm sorry. Yeah, plus 2200 plus 2200 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
That was really good, Johnny. Nice. No, but yes, I do. I do remember that.
I got ridiculed on my own show, Cardinals, when I had that as my DraftKings pick of the week. I think like last week on a Friday, and the look that Saul Bookman, our GM, gave me. And now everybody wants to come on the hype train with DeMar DeRozan, and I even was late to it.
Look, the thing that makes me a little angry, coming from a Suns fan perspective with Saul, is this man says everyone always complains that now that he's winning games, Devin Booker doesn't get enough credit. DeMar DeRozan has the Bulls in first in the East. And he's averaging, I think, 27 points a game and 5 assists. I think he's going to need to continue to average over 30 for the rest of the year to have a genuine shot.
But he can do. But the East is so bad. I think he can do it.
I think
There's
can.
No
too.
reason. And they're competitive, but they're not blowing teams out. They need him. And so as long as he doesn't run out of gas, and no one thinks that Chicago is a legitimate contender. But it's like when Russell Westbrook won the MVP. Nobody thought that Oklahoma City team was worth a shit, and they weren't in the playoffs. I think they lost in the second round. But he just put up a bunch of numbers and kept them competitive a year after Durant left. And now you look at DeRozan I think people like Chicago coming into this season as like not a fringe playoff team, but like a 7th or an 8th seed, right? The fact that they're first in the East, if you took him off of that team, are they a lottery team? They might be. They might be a lottery team.
Well, that's the thing. It's not empty stats. I mean, the man is clutch.
Right.
He scores when they need it. There are multiple times I've tuned into Bulls games late in the game, and he goes on like an 8-0 scoring run by himself. He's
2200 was the phrase I was looking for when I couldn't say 2200.
Yeah, I believe he's now plus MVP. 1600 on some books. I don't know what he is on DraftKings. I'll check on that. We'll get into my picks from last night. I believe I went 2 for 3. Grizzlies were the only team that didn't cover. Purdue Fort Worth, my guy. They were 6-point dogs to the best team in the Horizon League, the Giants of the Horizon, and they won outright by 20 points. So give me that all day. I told you to sprinkle the money line, and then the Nuggets were an easy cover against the Kings. They won by like 15 plus. So a nice 6 for 10 day for the boys. We'll keep this going. But if you want to bet on Purdue Fort Worth or any other team that's normal, you can go ahead and do that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable, and they got a great deal for new customers. New customers can bet just $5 on any, or no, just $1 on any NBA team. Get $150 in free bets if they win. It's just that simple this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can deposit and withdraw money whenever you want. And if you are a college basketball fan, but sometimes it's hard to watch your team, like it was with ASU early in the season, bet against them or bet on them and add some fuel to the fire that is your passion of this team. It just makes everything a lot more fun to watch, and everything's more fun when you have some skin in the game. So download that DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use that promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet just $1 on any NBA team, get $150 in free bets. It's just that easy. It's 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. All righty, Johnny.
Give me my picks for tonight. So I'm going to try to step outside my comfort zone. I am going to try to gamble on some teams I don't traditionally gamble on because I'm trying to round out some of my hard edges. That's what makes me elite and the best at what I do. So the Heat are -5.5 at a Knicks team that I believe is going to actively tank in the second half of this season to get the first overall pick in the lottery, to trade it for McDonald's Levin Zion Williamson.
They're not getting the first overall pick.
I think the Knicks are going to plateau in the second half. They already look like hot garbage. The Heat, by the way, are winners of 3 of 4 before the All-Star break. So very good team, not an elite team, taking on a team that I believe will actively be taking. The Pacers tonight play a Thunder team that has lost 7 of 8. You know who they beat in that? Yeah, you know who they beat in that one game? Your New York Knicks. Your New York Knickerbockers. That's your team. You own them.
I do.
And then the Spurs are against the Wizards tonight. Now that's a tricky one because I don't like swallowing points on the road with 2 bad teams playing head to head. But the Spurs were winners also of 3 of 4 before the All-Star break. The Wizards
love the Spurs tonight, Johnny. That's my favorite pick. That was like the thing.
Why is that?
Because the Spurs aren't a bad team. You said they're a bad team. They're not a bad team.
Well, I mean, they're 23-36. They're not great.
Yeah, but they're not a bad team. They're not on the Wizards level. The Wizards don't have their guy, Bradley Beal. They don't have a guy in general.
That's a good point as you related to the DeMar DeRozan, can he keep this up? Is what equates to a bad team in the East is not equal to a bad team in the West, even though their records are similar. So yeah, I'm with you. They're just the culture of San Antonio.
I think DeJounte Murray makes this game honestly a blowout. I think they win by double digits tonight. I love the Spurs, and we'll get into that. That is one of my picks.
You love the Knicks. You love how many?
No, I didn't.
How
I
many
didn't
big Nick? What's your? How many Julius?
I do have a Nick
Randle
pick on
props
here.
Do we have tonight?
Go ahead. Just throw out my picks for today. I have the over in the Miami and Knicks game at 211. This was set pretty low. And I think it's because in part of what we kind of talked about, how this Knicks team is kind of sad right now. Kemba Walker agreed with Thibodeau that he's going to sit the rest of the year. But
that's fine.
There's a lot of scoring on both of these teams. Miami's a good defensive team. The Knicks are not. I think that Miami might put up 130 on the Knicks, but I think Miami wins by a good amount, and I think it eclipses the over pretty easily. And then I got to go with my Raptors. Just the Raptors are way better than people think on certain nights, and I think tonight is one of those nights. They're in Charlotte. We've talked about Charlotte. Sometimes they just fall asleep. They're young, and Pascal Siakam's going to have a huge night, and we'll get to that later. But then, Spurs -3, easy pick. I think this is a lock, the lockiest of locks. So I'm taking that all day. Let's just get into my prop then. I have one singular prop, and it's Spicy P. My guy, Pascal Siakam, going back to the well, over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like his points as well. I think it's only at 23. So if you don't want to take the PRA, you don't have to. But I like the 36.5. I think he eclipses that easily. Last time I bet on him, I believe he had a triple-double. So do with that what you will. 36.5 is a steal right now, and it might only go up. So get that while you can on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Johnny, anything else?
Do you know Pascal Siakam has a 7'3" wingspan, which is about 2 of me. Mm-hmm. New Mexico State product. That's Spicy P. You love him so much.
I do.
All right. You do.
The only reason why Julius Randle isn't in my props is because his PRA wasn't available before we started the show. I'm going to check if it is right now, but I don't think it is. It might be a walk game. Maybe that's what the DraftKings Sportsbook app knows that I don't. Maybe they know that it's going to be a walking game for Julius Randle, and he's not going to be able to.
Julius Randle, future.
It's available now.
Pelican. Are you going to get a Pelicans Julius Randle jersey when he's traded for Zion?
Hold on. Keep talking. I'm trying to find it.
All right. So I want to remind everybody right now, GoPHNX.com, you can access my first official mock draft 1.0 of the offseason that I poured my blood, sweat, and tears to, all 32 picks of the first round, including your beloved Arizona Cardinals at pick 23. Spoiler alert, I will be talking about that selection today at PHNX Cardinals Live in studio with the GM Saul Bookman, as well as Mr. Gregory Esposito. We will be talking about Michael Bidwell's comments this morning on Arizona Sports Radio on Kyler Murray, new uniforms, Chandler Jones. And again, you want that written content, that sweet, sweet mock draft from your boy, you got to become a member at GoPHNX.com. You can get a membership for just under $60 a year. And you can sport a new t-shirt in the process from our PHNX merchandise locker. Or if you want to dip your toe in and you want the access to the article, all you got to do, shoot me 50 cents for the first month, $8.99 for the subsequent months. But again, guys, the best value, half off for the entire year. Pay it up front. Get a fresh tee like the one my guy's wearing right there, or the one I'm going to be rocking today on PHNX Cardinals Live. You'll be better off for it. And by the way, my DraftKings pick of the week is the Miami Heat -5.5. I wanted to make sure I emphasize that.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. My DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week is Julius Randle over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -120 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can get it right now. It is available. Get it before all of the people get in on my guy Julius. I bet it gets up to at least 37 before game time. I'm taking that to the fucking bank, baby. Julius Randle over 36.5 PRA, DraftKings pick of the week. Book it.
You've been fired.
Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. We'll be back here on Monday at noon, every Monday through Friday.
I don't know if I'm going to be on the show next week. You're going to have to get new people. You're going to have to get some new blood. You have to get Johnny and those degenerates on the show with you.
Johnny is going to the Combine next week, which is going to be really fun. We'll get some great content from him and Saul. You can find that at GoPHNX.com. You can find that at PHNX_sports on YouTube, PHNX_sports on Twitter, PHNX_Cardinals on Twitter as well. Get a bunch of good stuff. Maybe even some TikTok content from Johnny. Johnny, I'm going to make you do something crazy at the Combine because you lost a bet.
I did. I did lose a bet. Of course I did. We'll discuss it. Maybe, maybe while Saul and I are out to eat at a 5-star restaurant, maybe I'll eat something off the menu that, maybe I'll eat some squid or something. Yeah, just something like that.
No, it has to be SAT worthy. All right.
No.
Back here on Monday, guys. It's been fun as always. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. Follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. And we'll see you here on Monday. Peace.